Hey everybody. Good News Podcast. So this is not a sports show, right? But I'm a Ravens fan. Got season tickets. Set it right in the front, right? So I'm very knowledgeable about this. And my perspective on it, I don't see anybody else talking about. So I think that we need to discuss the things that I see, right? And I'm a very honest person, but I'm going to give you my perspective, right? I'm trying to go through the different things. So in the AFC Championship game, right? Everybody is there. All the stars from Baltimore, everyone, right? It's double capacity. The whole city's out. We're all having a good time. No one's sitting down. We're all standing up. We're there. M&T Bank, the home crowd, you can't hear. We're live, right? Let's just throw that out there. Start off with the fans. Fans were there, showed up, right? As far as the Ravens, so in the Ravens, we're not used to having stars on offense, so we kind of have that mentality of what do you do best, and just do that, right? Because we've been so, for some reasons, either we're not drafting well or we don't see the value of paying wide receivers in the past this amount of money, right? We're going to run the ball, kick field goals, just run the routes that you can run, and that's good enough for us, right? So Eric DaCosta, right, talking to Lamar, he's got the stars. All right, we're gonna bring some stars in. We're gonna pay him. All right, on offense. Now on defense, we got the stars. We got the Hall of Famers. So we got the stars on offense, but they're on the bench, right? So OBJ should never be on the bench. I don't care what analytics you're talking about. I don't care about jumbo package, small package, blue package, red package. OBJ should never be on the bench, right? So the problem with the Ravens is that they keep putting these people in boxes. Now, stars. You don't put a star in a box. For example, OBJ, when he won that Super Bowl, his knee was messed up. Like his MCL, his ACL. And he still played things, and as far as he can go, he had like 200 something yards in the first half without his knee. You didn't play some of the snaps. He played all the snaps because he's a star. Now, the Ravens have been doing that to OBJ all season. So I'm thinking, okay, they want to get him ready to go to win a Super Bowl. But then he's still on the bench, right? And okay, I'm like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. I don't care if he can't block like a lineman. That's not what he's supposed to do. He needs to be on the field. For example, what if Kansas City put Kelsey on the bench, right? They say, our analytics show that our third string tight end blocks better than you. So when we run the ball, we're going to put you on the bench. And because analytics show that you're not the best blocker on the team, right? Imagine if Kelsey was on the bench for one or two plays. Kansas City loses. I think he went 11 for 11, a buck for it. But the things and the plays that he made, only a star could do that, right? It's off script. So the Ravens have stars. Eric DaCosta's brought in these stars. That should never be on the bench. But we're not used to having stars. So we're putting them in boxes. So this is when I know, because I'm at the game, right? I see it. OBJ ran this route. I've never seen somebody run a route this good. He's on the right side of the field. He runs, stops, fakes right, and goes up the field. I think the defender falls, right? And I think Lamar sees him, but the line, we got the line issues. Which you got to understand, right? Anyway, let's stay on subject. So OBJ was back. OBJ was OBJ for that game. He was unguardable, right? He needed to just give him the ball. And why is he on the bench? That shouldn't. You got someone that never drops the ball, right? Never in the AFC Championship game. I don't care if he doesn't block like a lineman or whatever the reason why he's not on the game. If he's injured, he's out there. Every other team in the league would never put their star wide receiver on the bench for any circumstances. I don't care what any analytics tell you. Same thing goes with Andrews. Andrews is always open, right? He's just open all the time. That's just his thing. He understands defenses. He knows the pocket. You can't replace that. It's not physical with Andrews. It's mental. He understands the game. He knows how to get open. Him and Lamar have that connection. He should always be in the game. Yeah, he was dealing with an injury, but he got himself back. Right? He's a star. Imagine on the defense when you have LBJ and Mark Andrews on the bench the first round. Imagine how relieved you are. You're like, well, I know this first play, they got to be running the ball. I mean, this doesn't make any sense. And then, let me tell you how it hurts us, right? So, I remember a few years ago, J.K. Dobbins was just going off. Like, he was getting like 10 yards a carry. And then he just goes on the bench the rest of the game. Doesn't make any sense. Gus Edwards, he averages 5.5, 6 yards a carry. And he just scored. But he's in a box where, you're just in the goal line package. All right? But when he catches passes in the backfield, he doesn't drop it. He scores. He has one catch where he goes over 20 miles per hour. So he's not slow. But he's on the bench. He never fumbles the ball. Always getting 5.5, 6 yards a carry. In the AFC Championship, he's not starting. Because this package and these analytics show that you should be on the bench. Which doesn't make any sense. And that's what's so frustrating is that we had the best team. And we just didn't know what to do with it. Right. So that's my thoughts on that, right? There's not a team in the league where analytics would show, you know what, CeeDee Lamb, when we run the ball, we're going to put you on the bench because analytics show that your backup wide receiver blocks better than you. I think people should get fired for decisions like that. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, and it's happening too much, right? And then it puts Lamar at a disadvantage. So let's talk about Lamar, right? So the Chiefs had a defense, right? They seen the defenses that beat us in the playoffs before, and they copied that. Simple enough, right? Our play calling requires our linemen to block for like 6 seconds to complete the play, which is disrespectful to the Chiefs' defense, right? Kansas City isn't calling plays that need 6 or 7 seconds to develop. Kansas City is taking every inch. Mahomes is fighting for every yard. He doesn't care if he has to run, throw. He's fighting. It's not pretty, He's doing whatever he has to do. Kelsey is doing whatever he has to do, and they needed every bit of that to win because they were not the better team by far, but they have Andy Reid, they have Mahomes, and they have Kelsey, and they all showed up perfect, right? So Lamar's run is doing what he can do. You know what I'm saying? Doing the best he can, making plays that no one else in the league can make. But to have these play calls, and I feel like we did this against the Texans in the first half, where our line is injured. You know, Stanley's injured. You know, our right side of the line is injured. And we're expecting them to block for 5 or 6 seconds for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Why are we so impatient? You would think you want to hold the clock with Mahomes on the other side anyway. Why do we need to score in 2 seconds? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Panic button. Panic, 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 panic. So, we're going to go with the refs. So, you know how they say, like, the ref just missed the call? That's not really accurate because I'm close enough on the field where you can see it. It's not like you can't see it. And these refs, it's enough of them, right? So, then if they miss a call, something that's very obvious, in the stadium, they'll replay it to show, like, hey, you missed this. So the refs, they were just letting everything go as far as on the Chiefs side, right? So holding, the line was able to hold. It was obvious. And it got worse, right? It got to the point where everyone knew that the refs was not going to call holding on the Chiefs. They were wrapping around. And then after the play, right, our players are looking at the ref like, because they understand. Okay, this is not the first game like this. Like, really? Come on now. And then they're replaying it in the stadium so the refs can see it. So the fans are like, you know, they're getting to the point like, geez, we gotta beat the Chiefs and the refs. We're not even playing our best football right now. That's difficult, right? So they're losing it, you know, as they should be. You know, you at least want to call a fair game. So after every pass, Kelsey is spiking the ball, you know, pushing players. No, right? He caught 11 passes. All of it was like that. Nothing. Holding the ball. And then the corners, right? So the corners, when they realized that the refs was just not going to call pass interference on them, they just started tackling the players, like pushing them on the ground. Like, so it's second and long, third and long, and these are timing routes. They're just pushing the players on the ground. They got to that point, and the refs didn't call, right? Not saying that's the reason we lost, but we only lost by 7 points, even with all of that. Because I do believe we got outcoached by far on offense. As far as our defense, played great. You know what I'm saying? Kelsey's a star. He's going to make those plays. It's really nothing you can do at that point. But we shut them out the second half. They didn't score the entire second half. Defense did perfect. You know, we didn't take Patrick Queen out the game. We didn't take Roquan out the game because they're stars. You don't take stars out the game. We got to learn that on offense. Okay? I'm right there. OBJ is OBJ in this game. He's unguardable. He was ready to go. Right? Then we won't even let him get in the groove. All right, run package. And then you give him the defense an advantage. Okay, their run package is in. So they're either going to screen, run the ball, play action. We got to be smart. We got to be smart. We're going against the best coaches in the league. And there's a reason the best coaches in the league go to the Super Bowl. Because it takes that. All right. Also, I'll play call. We got Justin Tucker. Right. So I've been to a lot. His range at the bank is ridiculous. He kicks 60, 70-yard field goals in warm up. That's his stadium. And it's difficult to kick in there because it's a swirl. But you really should play that to your strength. You know what I'm saying? It's not always about knocking your head on the field post. You get 20 yards, you're in, 30 yards, you're in tucking range. That's an advantage. It's a serious advantage. Just wanted to mention that about special teams. But yeah. Another thing is that a lot has to go wrong for Lamar to lose. A lot. The refs have to call an unfair game. Line can't hold. Play calling has to be terrible. Wide receivers dropping passes. Lamar not playing his best football. There's the little details. Not running the ball. Taking chances and not settling for the field goals. All of that has to go wrong for us to just lose by 7 points. That's how talented that's how talented the Ravens were. All that has to go wrong in one game for us to just lose by 7 points. So that goes to show. And that goes to show why Lamar, he never really loses. His winning percentage is ridiculous. Because especially in the regular season, and even the times that he lost, like it comes down to fourth. Like even when we played Kansas City, when they had Tyreek Hill, it comes down to the fourth down, and Tyreek Hill's a star. So if it's 4th and 13, 4th and 6, he can get that. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to have stars on the field at all times. Because they can do things that don't make any sense. The analytics say there's a 2% chance, there's a 1% chance. And they can complete it. For example, Lamar Jackson is a star. There's no analytic world that can understand the things he does. I mean, how many passes in his career that's a 0.23% completion rate? This is impossible to do. 1% completion rate, and he does that all the time because he's a star. You do not put stars on the bench ever for any circumstance. No other team in the league does that. Okay? That doesn't make any sense. All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to point that out because I don't think it's been pointed out. And this is not a sports show, but we're making an exception, today. All right, this is episode 5. Catch you guys later.